Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
Series tied at 1. Nashville over the Canucks 4-1 tonight at Rogers Arena. This segment, which will include John Garrett, Cheech, in a matter of moments, brought to you by Aldesta Hotels. Aldesta Hotels and Resorts providing unique and unforgettable experiences in some of the world's most spectacular destinations. For more information, visit aldestahotels.com. As I said, 4-1 for Nashville over the Canucks, who had Casey DeSmith in goal in place of the injured Thatcher Demko. Speaking of goaltenders, we bring in now for analysis Cheech, John Garrett. How are you, sir?
I'm very well, thank you. And I was listening to you guys while watching you guys, and I always sympathize with the backup goaltender that has to go in and play in the playoffs. Yeah. I did it for Quebec. Dan Bouchard bailed, and I had to go in and play against Boston. We ended up winning the series. But anyway, Rick, I like how you don't want to blame the goaltender. And sure, the power play sucked, and they didn't get the shots through, and Elias Pettersson was bad. I agree with all those things. But goaltending 101, you're excited, you're in, you're getting your playoff going, and you said, okay, a tip and a lucky goal. Sure, it's a lucky goal, but Ian Clark, he always preaches play between the posts. Play between the posts. And where did Casey DeSmith end up on that one?
Left side.
And that's one where Thatcher Demko would have been more in the center of the net and would have been able to get the right pad out to react to make the save, whereas Casey had already slid by the left post, and there was too much of the net still there, even though lucky bounce and Beauvillier tipped it off the heel of his stick. And then the Forsberg goal, what way does Philip Forsberg shoot?
Right-hander.
And there you go. And what do you always tell the goalies? If you're going to cheat, you always cheat to the guy's stick side. Okay, here's Forsberg. And where does Casey DeSmith go? There you go. He's cheating on the other side. Forsberg's a great player, 48 goals and all these kind of things.
Yep.
And look at Noel Jolson. You always keep your body between the guy and your own net, especially Philip Forsberg. You realize who's on the ice. But don't cheat. You cheat. You always cheat to the way the guy shoots. The guy's a right-hand shot. You always cheat that way. And that wasn't a great goal. So, sure, they only get one goal. It's not the goalie's fault. But you look at game one, and Thatcher made that save on Beauvillier right away in the first 3 minutes, and it kind of set the tone. And Nashville scores on the first one, and then what were the shots in the first period? 5-4? It was kind of a nothing period, and you lose that enthusiasm because you're trailing. And you guys were talking about the Canucks have been ahead for 10 minutes in this series.
That's it.
So it makes it hard. And block shots are one thing, missed shots are another. I think the Canucks set a record for missed shot, playoff record for missed shots in this one. If they're blocking all the shots, sure, you got to get it around them. But you don't have to do both. You don't have to set the record for missed shots and block shots in the same game. If you realize that all they're doing is just jamming up in front, and Dave Tomlinson mentioned it on the broadcast, you have to play it off the backboards. You have to use the caroms and make some plays. You can't just keep drilling it and hope that it goes through everybody because Nashville does a nice job blocking shots. Look at here, off the backboard, and you can see Dakota Joshua's in front. Elias Pettersson tries to go through. Nashville slides in the middle. They did a great job, and give them credit. And the Canucks had way more chances, but chances don't really count unless the shots get through. And you can't give Nashville credit. There's no doubt about that for blocking shots, but you have to find a way to get the shots through.
Yeah. You tell kids in minor hockey, shoot wide on purpose. Maybe there's a tip. Maybe it comes off the end boards. By the way, Cheech, I love the fact that you just threw in there that the Nordiques won that series with you playing the majority. You just threw that in very quickly. That was well done.
Thank you.
So how much can you relate to what Casey DeSmith may have gone through this morning, knowing that he was being pressed into service unexpectedly? And what about the rest of the team and how they felt or feel?
Well, I think because he played so much, especially down the stretch, I don't think the rest of the team would really care. And unfortunately, that's a sad part of being a goalie. Half the time, they don't even know who's in the net. But Casey is a veteran goaltender, and I was at the time when I bailed, or Dan Bouchard was sick, and I had to go in and play. And so Casey, it wouldn't be, he's played in playoffs before, and he's been around a long time, and it's not like some kid. And that's what some friends of mine were saying. Well, why doesn't Silovs play? Well, how many playoff games has he played? Yeah. You have to go with the veteran guy who has played well all season.
John, we're going to show you where Demko got hurt. Want to get your thoughts on the play and also just the bad luck. I mean, he just came back from 5 weeks, John, and then game one of the playoffs, this happens. Your thoughts on what took place here? This was the play.
Yeah, and that's the play. And you can see how he jams his leg up. And that's the play that the goaltenders use now all the time. And you slide over to the post, and you can see him lean. And it's unfortunate. And you wonder, and I know he took his time coming back from the last injury, but you really wonder if he was ready to come back.
Yep.
And it's nice that he got to play game one, and hopefully it's nothing too serious, that it's something new and not something old.
John, I wish you could see our Delaney's OK Tire and Langley inbox. People are not happy with Pettersson. I asked you in game one, I'm going to do it again. He was -3 tonight. I got to do it. As Donnie reminds me.
I know.
But Donnie reminds me every day. This is 11.6.
Don't throw me under the bus. You're the one asking the question.
11.6 million, John. Your thoughts on Pettersson tonight?
Well, he plays games like this, and I get it. And people keep making a point. Well, the lotto line is finally out there again, and you wonder about his enthusiasm of playing with the wingers that he plays with on a regular basis. And then he gets to play with the lotto line, and they're expected to score and create chances. But the first goal was just, again, angle on the boards and soft. He didn't even get a stick. The puck comes around. Quinn falls in the corner, and the puck comes around, and there's Quinn falling. The puck comes around, and look at how goes to the corner, but doesn't want to get hit, so he spins away, and the puck just goes right by him. And then he could have probably frozen that, but he would have had to take the hit, and then the puck ends up in the net. And is that directly his fault? Well, Quinn could have thrown it up the boards. And then Elias goes in, and instead of going right to the boards, spins away, and then the puck ends up in the net. And notice Rick Dollywald, where Casey Smith ends up.
Right.
Okay. Between the posts.
Big time.
And that's and then on the goal, the Sissons goal.
Yep.
Not only did he give the puck away, and then he panics. Okay, gives the puck away right here, turns it over, and it's not outside because he's the one that threw it. And he comes back, and then he doesn't get Sissons' stick. And he gets his stick down. I think he might have even banged that in. It
might have went off.
We'll get another look at it here. And here comes Elias coming back, and Sissons pushes him from behind. And, shot and a rebound. Not a great rebound either. If you want to continue on my cut up the backup goaltender thing. But that's one that you hope that the goaltender absorbs. And instead it comes off to Smith, goes, and then Elias coming back because he gave the puck away, panics, and it ends up in the net. A very unfortunate night for Elias, but you hope that as this series progresses, that he also progresses and gets more involved.
Yep.
Yeah. We hope, you hope. Rutherford and Alvin hope.
Talking hopes.
With 11.6 in mind. Hey, John, what did Nashville show you? You touched on it a little bit earlier.
You know what? The goaltender was very good. Roman Josi, I thought, was back to playing like he did a couple of years ago. He was very good, and you talk about no rebounds, and the save on Brock Besser was a perfect example. Expect it when you least expect it, and not only did he make the first save, made the second one, but the commitment to team defense, and especially in the first period when the Canucks had 3 power plays and had 4 minutes almost consecutive. And that's really grueling on the penalty killers. And you looked at the commitment that they had and how they jammed up the middle. And the Canucks, especially the second power play, had territorial almost 2 minutes in the offensive zone, but never got any shots through. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the things on the power play that I'm a firm believer in, especially when you got somebody like Quinn, who is so good at getting the puck through. And the shot that he got through at the end, and the puck was dribbling around Saros, and there was a little bit of a scrum. He is so good. Get the puck to the middle, get it to Quinn, and let him shoot it, and then jam the net.
This is so much fun, John, to have you on this show. We really appreciate it, and we'll talk to you after Friday's Game 3.
Yeah, well, I got to play, what did I play? 5 of the 7 games in that Boston-Quebec series as the backup, and nobody thought I was going to get to play. Away you go, 3-2 in my 5 games.
Yeah, well, again, we'll mention you guys won that series. and do we want to bring up
who is, I think, the only undefeated playoff goalie for the Vancouver Canucks?
Oh,
would it be John Garrett? By
John
any chance?
Garrett. Yes. Yes.
How many games?
I'm not going to give that away.
Okay, You've forgotten. Like, we'll look it up.
Yeah,
we'll look it up.
You can look it up. The only undefeated playoff goalie for the Canucks.
Wow.
I think I am. I'd have to check.
Wow. We'll get our stats guy on it right away.
Yes.
You keep talking like this, and you're going to get a call from Alvin and Rutherford in the next couple of days.
You see these?
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
hey, John, and Abbotsford's looking for a goalie right now too. So
Play for both teams.
yeah.
Thanks, Cheech.
I can hardly wait.
We'll talk to you Friday.
Okay, talk to you later.